Hello friends, welcome back to Hypergames. My name is Joseph and today on PlayStation News is a new PS5 Pro really launching in 2023, Sony fixes issues with the new PS Plus and Dino Crisis may join the service, details on Dead Space's spiritual successor the Callisto protocol, Hogwarts Legacy shows DualSense features and more. Let's get into them. TV and electronics company TCL has hinted at a possible PS5 Pro coming in 2023 or 2024, but is that really the case? The news comes from Polish outlet PPE after the manufacturer attended a press conference in Poland to show their latest TVs. According to their presentation, they expect generation 9.5 to start around 2023 or 2024 with the new PS5 and Xbox Series refreshes. These new machines will be able to render in full 4K and 60 to 120 FPS with up to 8K output at the same frames per second, including a Radeon RX 7700 XT AMD-based GPU. Could this really happen with the state of the chip shortage right now? Absolutely not. There could be a refresh down the line after the shortage is resolved, but TCL is probably just estimating these consoles will exist based on the pattern of the previous generation that saw the PS4 Pro introduced 3 years after the original release. We have new developments on the all-new PlayStation Plus launch for Asian countries. Users complain about being charged a higher fee to upgrade if they originally got their PlayStation Plus subscription at a discount. An outrageous idea from Sony that you had to pay them the discount back to be able to upgrade. And they even confirmed that through an email to several users. But everything's fixed now with the PlayStation support account tweeting that the charge was due to a technical error and it has been fixed with users now reporting a lower rate than before. Anyone who was impacted by this will receive a credit on their account. And moving on, there's also a tease on a possible PlayStation Classic joining the premium tier. We're talking about Capcom's Dino Crisis. People on social media have posted a screenshot of a PlayStation Plus banner on the PS5 library interface that features the red-haired heroine Regina. None of the Dino Crisis games are part of the Classic lineup, but this heavily implies they could show at some point. Fingers crossed because the second one is one of my favorites. Dino Crisis was a survival horror game from the creator of the Resident Evil series, Shinji Mikami. The series came to an abrupt end after a failed third game in 2003 and it has been dormant ever since. There were rumors in 2014 that Capcom had plans for the series and a new trademark in 2019, but nothing had come out of them. There's also new info on the PlayStation Plus premium trials that were previously believed to be 2 hours only, but it turns out that bigger games like Horizon Forbidden West and Cyberpunk 2077 offer a 5-hour trial instead. So the time limit will change based on the game. This is good because 2 hours in Horizon Forbidden West barely allow you to finish the first mission and get to the second area in a casual run. Now you can explore that second area a little bit more. We have a quick recap of the PlayStation investor presentation held this week. They recognize the unprecedented demand for PS5 as engagement for the platform is the highest ever thanks to content such as Miles Morales, Ratchet & Clank, Returnal, Horizon Forbidden West from first party, plus third-party content in Deathloop, Ghostwire Tokyo, Grand Theft Auto 5 and more. Fixing the supply issues is a top priority for them with mitigations in progress like sourcing multiple suppliers and logistical negotiations for optimal delivery. Sony is also gearing up for the PSVR 2 launch that will offer new levels of immersion and they plan to support that with 20 plus major first-party and third-party titles for the device's launch. They expect to increase new IP investment from 34% to 50% by 2025, so that it's equal when compared to the investment for existing properties, plus continue to take advantage of opportunities beyond gaming, for example movies, TV shows and retail partnerships. TV series in the works were discussed as part of the Q&A session and include a new Horizon series with Netflix, the previously announced God of War series with Amazon, and a Gran Turismo TV series. One of the things they expect to grow is their live services, aiming to launch over 10 new franchises by 2025 from only one they currently have with MLB The Show. This probably includes The Last of Us Factions, Insomniac, Sucker Punch, Sony London and Haven Studios multiplayer or games as a service projects. PC and mobile remain a key part of their beyond the console transformation alongside VR, cloud and the metaverse with experienced integrators like PlayStation Plus. Horizon, Days Gone and God of War for PC racked up a total of 80 million in sales for their latest fiscal year, up from 35 million, and they predict up to 300 million for this fiscal year. Sony has confirmed the new update for PS3 and Vita disables content transfer. Previously you could download PS1, PSP or Vita games to PS3 and transfer them to the handheld, but that has been removed with the firmware improving security on those devices. You can still transfer games and saves from a PSVita to a Windows PC or Mac with the Content Manager Assistant app in case you want to back up your content. Content download is still enabled on both consoles, but two-factor authentication is now required to log in. We have more details on the Dead Space successor, the Callisto protocol, from the latest issue of Game Informer. It's set 300 years in the future and you control Jacob Lee while exploring a prison on Jupiter's moon that is overrun with horrors called biophages that were once human. Jacob is a cargo ship pilot and not experienced to take on any of these enemies, but will have to step up to the challenge. He will be able to use a baton, a pistol, a shotgun, and a GRP device that lets him push and pull items as shown in the demo to Game Informer. You can weaken enemies by shooting at their limbs, and sometimes the only answer to encounter will be to run away. Hopefully they show us this gameplay soon, but you can already tell all the influence it gathers from Dead Space. After all, Glenn Schofield was an executive producer in the original EA game. It's still aiming for release in 2022 across current and last-gen platforms including PS5, PS4, Xbox Series, Xbox One, and PC. Activision has shown the official artwork for the upcoming Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, showing all of the characters from the game like Captain Price, Soap McTavish, Ghost, and more. The trailer teased a full reveal this June 8 with the game launching on PS4, PS5, Xbox Series, Xbox One, and PC this October 28. Despite the ongoing acquisition from Microsoft, Sony still has marketing rights to the game according to Charlie Intel, which will see the beta launch first on PlayStation. And a new trailer for Hogwarts Legacy was also released this week, showing the exclusive DualSense features to immerse you in the wizarding world. The light bar in the controller will change depending on which house you pick, haptic feedback gives you a sense of flight while mounting beasts, spellcasting and other events throughout the world take advantage of adaptive triggers. The game will support 4K and PS5's 3D audio, plus ultra-fast loading times, activity cards, and game help when it launches in holiday 2022. The reported Assassin's Creed Origins 60 FPS patch for PS5 doesn't look to be debuting this week but on June 7 with the game hitting Xbox Game Pass. Ubisoft still hasn't confirmed the patch but should be soon. Final Fantasy XV director and ex-Square Enix Hajime Tabata is rumored to be working on a PlayStation exclusive. The news comes from OopsLeaks on Twitter, who said that JP Games, the company founded by Tabata after leaving Square Enix, has a partnership with Sony for his new project and likely to be a PlayStation exclusive to be revealed at the next PlayStation event. Other recent rumors point out that Sony doing their next showcase either in June or September, so we'll probably see it there. We have a follow-up on the Forspoken rumors that the game might see another delay and trade places with Final Fantasy XVI. The action RPG by Luminous Production has been rated 18 by the European Association PEGI for strong language, alcohol use, realistic violence, and in-game purchases. I think Forspoken being rated doesn't discard the idea of another delay completely, but pretty much starts locking in the October 11, 2022 release date. I don't see Square moving it further to release Final Fantasy XVI as rumors suggested when we haven't seen anything else from that game, and despite Yoshida saying development is complete, there's marketing and all that to be done. Back in the previous PlayStation news videos, we talked about how Microsoft rejected working with Marvel and Sony snatched the Spider-Man game IP. We have something else from the Ultimate History of Video Games Volume 2 written by Stephen Kent, but now regarding Metal Gear Solid 4. Back in 2008 there was the idea of an exclusive deal between Sony and Konami that led to the game being released only on PS3, but turns out that was not the case. Stephen Kent interviewed former Kojima Productions employee Ryan Payton, who worked as an assistant producer for the game. Payton said there was no exclusivity deal for Sony, and if Kojima had pitched an Xbox 360 version, Konami would have accepted. It was merely Kojima's concerns over technical limitations for the Xbox 360 use of DVD compared to Blu-ray on PS3 that kept the game as an exclusive title. Kojima even suggested that maybe they could consider a Legacy Collection for the next Xbox console. The Legacy Collection launched for PS3 and only MGS2, 3 and Peace Walker Remastered made it to Xbox 360. We're still waiting for a current MGS port, Konami. Capcom celebrated the 10th anniversary of Dragon's Dogma, the action RPG hack and slash that was released originally on PS3 with a remastered version on PS4. They posted a new artwork of the series inviting players to join the celebration as they look to the future. Capcom also launched a 10th anniversary website and started an Instagram account for the game. This led to people believing a sequel could be announced soon, and maybe they're not wrong. Dragon's Dogma 2 was listed in the NVIDIA GeForce Now leak from late 2021, and lots of games have been confirmed from that list, including Capcom's own Street Fighter 6, plus God of War and Uncharted for PC, Kingdom Hearts 4, and we could continue listing more. And NVIDIA said these were placeholder titles. Yeah, right. And those are all our stories for today on this episode of PlayStation News. Do you think we'll get a PS5 Pro by 2023 or 2024? Which PS1 classic games are you hoping get added to the new PlayStation Plus? And are you looking forward to the Callisto Protocol, the Dead Space remake, or both? Share your thoughts on any of these stories in the comments below, like or dislike to share your feedback, check out other videos you may enjoy while you're here, and consider subscribing for more PlayStation content. Thank you so much for watching, my name is Joseph, this is Hype for Games, and let's get hype!